That's why you shouldn't bite your nails. Antonella Liliana hated studying, she detested online classes, and she always tricked her teacher into thinking she was paying attention. One day she joined her online class and noticed everything was different, not knowing her teacher had set a trap by preparing a surprise test. And if they didn't pass, they wouldn't move on to the next grade. Antonella Liliana got so nervous that she started biting her nails. Time was passing and she couldn't come up with the answers. She tried to cheat, but she couldn't. Suddenly, the teacher heard a scream. It was Antonella Liliana who, after biting her nails so much, didn't realize and had completely eaten her hand. That's how the teacher fainted, and Antonella Liliana didn't pass the year and was left without a hand forever. For this reason, you shouldn't play video games. Violeta Marisol loved video games and spent all her time playing on her old cell phone, but it kept shutting off. A competition was coming up where she could win a lot of money to buy a new phone. She trained non-stop until the day finally arrived. Violeta Marisol used witchcraft to make others lose. When the competition began, her magic worked. She won first prize and was thrilled. She spent all her money on a super smartphone, unaware the witchcraft would return. And when she was about to throw away her old cell phone, a lightning bolt struck her, causing both phones to explode and melt. That's how Violeta Marisol had to live with the phones stuck to her hands forever. For this reason, you shouldn't go to zoos. Florencia Felicidad was a very annoying girl. She was always bothering her classmates and teachers. One day, the school took her on a field trip to the city zoo and the girl decided to play a mean prank. She hid in the bushes to make everyone worry and ruin the trip for them. When they realized she was missing, the teachers and her classmates started looking for her, very worried. Florencia Felicidad could see them from the shadows and was having a lot of fun, but what she hadn't realized was that she had hidden inside the monkey cage. She looked them straight in the eyes and got so scared that she wanted to run away, but to her surprise, she couldn't move. The monkeys at that zoo were a strange, annoying species that could hypnotize animals and people. That's how Florencia Felicidad was hypnotized by a monkey that forced her to clean the poop in its cage forever. For this reason, you shouldn't wear tight clothes. Penelope Marisol loved to follow fashion trends and show them off on her social media. One day she filmed a Get Dressed With Me video and needed very tight pants to look perfect. When she tried them on and noticed a small stain, she threw them away and went out to buy a new pair. She went to the mall but couldn't find it because it was a special brand. She searched every store in the city without luck. Finally, she went to the pier and recalled a small shop there. When she arrived, Penelope Marisol noticed that everything was dirty and smelled really bad. She saw the shop in the distance and ran toward it. But on the way, she slipped and fell right onto a fishing boat that was already moving. She wanted to get off, but it was already too late. That's how Penelope Marisol had to live on a boat, never able to buy new clothes again. For this reason, you shouldn't do TikTok challenges. Josefina Catalina wanted to become famous on TikTok. She hated dancing, but her need for social media recognition was stronger and nothing else mattered. One night, Josefina Catalina discovered an audio called The Dance of Fame, a challenge that promised her millions of followers. She immediately started recording the dance, but at one point, a strange melody began to play in the background, mixed with sinister laughter. Very scared, she tried to turn off the audio, but she couldn't. Josefina Catalina couldn't control her body and couldn't stop dancing no matter how hard she tried. She searched the name of the audio on Google and found a mystery website where they revealed that this music had been created by a witch who fed on young souls hungry for fame. That's how Josefina Catalina fell under the spell that would make her dance non-stop. It was me, Ramefo Jasper. You must not feed this reason. Pigeons in the Esmeralda Square's presence. She loved spending all day in the square with her high school friends, playing pranks on her neighbors. One of their favorite pranks was scaring the pigeons that ate the crumbs the grandparents threw to them one day. Esmeralda Presencia. She saw some elderly people making a bread bag and thought it would be funny to swap the crumbs for rice since she'd read pigeons would explode if they ate too many grains. After emptying the package into the bag, she hid to watch as the grandparents fed the birds. To her surprise, the pigeons didn't explode. They just went wild, eating non-stop and flying everywhere. Terrified, she tried to run but tripped, falling onto the bag of rice she had filled. The pigeons then desperately rushed at her. That's how Esmeralda Presencia ran through the park, getting pecked and showered with pigeon poop forever. For this reason, you shouldn't make video calls with your cell phone. Soledad Sartén was a very rude young woman and had the bad habit of constantly insulting others. She lived with her parents, and whenever they asked for something, she would curse at them until they cried. One day, she got an interview for a very important job and scheduled a virtual meeting with the company. Very happy, she decided to take a nap to rest. The interviewer started calling her, but Soledad Sartén had fallen into a deep sleep. When she woke up, she was furious and started cursing like never before, not realizing that she had answered the video call. Hearing so many bad words, the interviewers got scared and notified the FBI, who broke into the young woman's house thinking she was a threat. That's how Soledad Sartén was detained in a special prison where she kept insulting the guards forever. For this reason, you shouldn't travel by boat. Lucrecia Esperanza had always dreamed of a luxury Caribbean cruise since childhood, but her poor parents couldn't afford it. After years of wishing, Lucrecia Esperanza got a miraculous call from a college classmate who said she was traveling the world. She did the same and finally bought the long-desired ticket for a luxurious Caribbean cruise. Everything was wonderful, the food was amazing, there were shows and dancing. However, the ship stopped at a mysterious island for a sightseeing tour. Curiosity made the young woman leave the path and get lost in the jungle. Exhausted, she sat among some plants and fell asleep. When she woke up, she tried to get up but realized she couldn't because a tribe of cannibals had captured her. That was how they put Lucrecia Esperanza in a pot and fed on her forever. That's why you shouldn't look in the mirror at 3 a.m. Naturally, Natalia Carton was very egotistical and believed no one was as beautiful as her. Every day she would get up at 3 a.m. just to spend 15 hours locked in the bathroom, looking at herself in the mirror, not letting anyone else in. One day, she noticed a horrible pimple on her forehead. Natalia Carton tried to remove it, but it hurt a lot, although what bothered her the most was that it affected her beauty. Desperate, she started searching all over the house until she found an ointment that she applied all over her face. Immediately, she began to feel a tingling on her face and her vision became blurry because of the ointment she had found. In reality, it was a powerful anesthetic for horses that left Natalia Carton with a numb and permanently deformed face.